Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders opened their season with a performance that not only gave fans a taste of optimism, but also provided a glimpse of a player who might just be the unsung star of 2024. Against the New York Giants, a team that has traditionally caused trouble for Washington, the Commanders' defense stepped up in a way few could have predicted after last year's struggles in the postseason. Allowing nearly 1,000 yards in their last two playoff appearances had put an uncomfortable spotlight on this unit, and many doubted whether Dan Quinn could right the ship so quickly. But in Week 1, the transformation was undeniable, holding the Giants to just 231 yards, shutting them out of the end zone completely, and looking confident in high-pressure moments gave this defense something it had lacked in recent memory: swagger. And at the center of that emerging identity stood Quan Martin, a name fans will want to remember. What makes Martin's performance so compelling is not just the box score, but the story within the game itself. Early in the contest, he was beaten by Malik Neighbors in a one-on-one matchup, a moment that could have rattled a less resilient player. Instead of folding, Martin responded by tightening his coverage, delivering hard hits, and becoming a tone setter in the secondary. His recovery showed not only athleticism but also mental toughness, the kind of intangible quality coaches love to see in young players. As the game wore on, he made himself felt with 5 tackles, a quarterback hit, and what should have been an interception if not for a questionable pass interference call. Each play seemed to build his confidence, and by the end of the night, it was clear the Commanders' staff trusted him deeply, as he was tied for the most defensive snaps on the team. That's no accident. It's the sign of a player quietly earning respect. Dan Quinn has been around plenty of defensive talent in his career, and his preseason remarks about Martin are beginning to look prophetic. Calling him a player about to go big might have seemed like standard coach speak in August, but now, it feels like an early warning that Washington may have stumbled upon a hidden gem in its secondary. The Commanders' defensive scheme relies on physicality and discipline, traits Martin displayed repeatedly against New York. His ability to diagnose plays quickly, to stick with receivers in man coverage, and to deliver impactful hits in run support gives Washington flexibility they desperately need. He's not just filling a role, he's redefining it. In an era where versatile safeties are becoming the cornerstone of modern defenses, Martin has the chance to be that difference maker, the kind of player who makes everyone else's job a little easier. What stood out even more was how Martin and the rest of the defense responded in the red zone. Twice, the Giants found themselves inside Washington's 5-yard line, and twice, they walked away empty-handed. That's the kind of resilience that changes games and seasons. The Commanders held Russell Wilson to just 12 passing yards in the red zone, forcing the veteran quarterback into one of his most inefficient outings in years. Martin played a direct role in that, reading routes with precision and helping close down passing lanes that looked open for a split second but disappeared because of his awareness. And when Wilson tried to scramble, Martin wasn't afraid to meet him head-on, delivering a hit that sent a message: this defense is no longer soft. These are the types of plays that fans remember, even if they don't always show up on the stat sheet, and they're exactly why Martin is starting to turn heads across the league. Off the field, Martin's mindset mirrors the maturity of a veteran, not a second-year player. After the win, he emphasized the importance of unity, focus, and accountability, acknowledging that the Commanders' success depends on each player doing their part. The standard is set, he told reporters. That kind of language is contagious in a locker room, especially one with as much turnover and uncertainty as Washington has seen in recent years. Martin isn't just growing into his role on the field. He's emerging as a leader in tone and attitude. And that matters, because leadership from young players creates staying power. Fans want a defense that doesn't just play hard but plays together, and Martin seems intent on making that the foundation of this group moving forward. Looking at the broader picture, the Commanders' defensive resurgence creates a fascinating dynamic for the rest of the season. The offense, despite putting up 21 points, was far from perfect against the Giants, struggling with penalties and inconsistent execution. That means this team will likely need its defense to carry them through rough stretches. The good news? If Week 1 is any indication, that unit might be ready for the challenge. The pass rush was effective, The secondary played with discipline, and the linebackers flew to the ball. But more importantly, there was a sense of confidence that had been missing. And it's players like Quan Martin who embody that shift, taking on challenges, bouncing back from mistakes, and setting the tone with relentless effort. Washington fans haven't seen that kind of defensive identity in years, and now, it's starting to feel like something special is brewing. As the season unfolds, the buzz around Martin will only grow louder. He's already proving that he belongs in every conversation about breakout players to watch in 2024, and if he continues on this trajectory, the Pro Bowl isn't out of the question. For a player once considered a work in progress, that's a remarkable rise. But that's what makes sports so compelling. Sometimes, the star you never expected becomes the heartbeat of a team. The Commanders are chasing relevance in a tough NFC East, and they'll need every hidden gem they can find to make noise come January. Quan Martin may not have been the headline going into Week 1, but after shutting down the Giants and showing flashes of brilliance, he's beginning to look like the story that will define Washington's season. The Commanders have found their spark, and if Martin keeps playing like this, the league is going to take notice very soon. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. In a move that has sent shockwaves throughout the NFL universe, the Washington Commanders have reportedly pulled off one of the most audacious trades in recent memory, acquiring wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk from the San Francisco 49ers. Sources close to the league whisper that the deal came together in the shadows, almost under the radar, with executives scrambling to understand the implications of such a seismic transaction. Fans are already buzzing, debating what this could mean for the Commanders' offensive identity, and whether head coach Ron Rivera has finally found the explosive weapon that can reshape the team's trajectory. The rumor mill suggests that this trade could redefine draft strategies league-wide, as teams reconsider their roster priorities, potentially sparking a wave of reactions and countermoves designed to keep pace with Washington's newfound offensive firepower. Analysts can barely contain their excitement. Word on the street is that the Commanders were relentless in their pursuit of Aiyuk, reportedly engaging in multiple back-channel discussions with 49ers executives before finally striking a deal that stunned insiders. The whispers hint at a high price, potentially involving draft picks and future considerations that could impact Washington's long-term strategy, but the allure of landing a player of Aiyuk's caliber apparently outweighed any reservations. Social media has exploded with speculation, with fans dissecting every angle, imagining the potential touchdown celebrations and game-changing plays that Aiyuk could provide. Rumors suggest that locker room morale in San Francisco might be shaken, as teammates process the unexpected loss of a key offensive asset. Meanwhile, Commanders supporters are already crafting highlight reels in their minds, envisioning a dynamic connection with their quarterback that could ignite the league's most dangerous passing attack. Some sources claim that Aiyuk's arrival in Washington might signal a broader strategic shift for the Commanders, as they reportedly seek to reinvent their offensive philosophy around speed, precision, and vertical threats. Speculation is rampant that this trade isn't just about talent acquisition. It's a statement, a declaration that the team intends to compete at the highest level immediately. The rumor mill adds that other teams are now nervously recalculating their own plans, worried about the ripple effects this blockbuster move could unleash. Analysts suggest that opponents must now account for a versatile, explosive receiver who can change the outcome of a game in an instant, forcing defensive coordinators to rethink matchups, coverages, and schemes. The intrigue is heightened by the mystery surrounding the exact conditions of the trade, with insiders teasing that Washington's front office leveraged every advantage to secure Aiyuk's signature, leaving the league in awe. Whispers emerging from both coasts suggest that Brandon Aiyuk himself is energized by the move, reportedly excited to embrace a new challenge with the Commanders and eager to make a statement in a fresh environment. The narrative circulating online paints a picture of a player motivated not just by financial incentives, but by the opportunity to cement his legacy on a different stage, with fans already anticipating electrifying performances and clutch moments. Rumors also indicate that his integration into Washington's offensive system could be rapid, with practice footage allegedly showing him syncing smoothly with the quarterback and other playmakers. The social media frenzy is at a fever pitch, with mock jerseys and highlight predictions circulating nonstop. Analysts speculate that Aiyuk's presence might even attract other free agents looking to join a team making bold, headline-grabbing moves, creating a domino effect that could reshape the off-season landscape entirely. League insiders hint that the ramifications of this trade extend far beyond the field, with branding and marketing experts noting that Aiyuk's arrival in Washington immediately elevates the team's profile. Rumors suggest that merchandise sales, ticket demand, and media coverage are poised for unprecedented spikes as fans clamor to witness the first games of this highly anticipated union. Speculative discussions are rife about how the team will leverage Aiyuk's star power, with whispered plans for promotional events, national television appearances, and targeted social media campaigns aimed at maximizing visibility. Meanwhile, pundits debate whether the Commanders can maintain momentum throughout the season, as opponents will inevitably focus significant resources on neutralizing their new offensive threat. The chatter also touches on potential ripple effects in locker room dynamics, with veteran players reportedly weighing how Aiyuk's presence might shift leadership hierarchies and influence team chemistry in ways that remain unpredictable but undeniably intriguing. The trade has also reignited debates about the balance of power in the NFC, as rumor and speculation suggest that Washington's offensive potential could suddenly challenge long-dominant franchises. Analysts and fans alike are buzzing about how the move might impact playoff projections, with whispers of domino effects on rival teams scrambling to fortify their rosters in response. Social media commentary teams with hypothetical matchups, imagining Aiyuk torching corners and redefining pivotal games, fueling a sense of urgency across the league. Insider chatter hints at behind-the-scenes strategizing, with rival executives reportedly convening emergency meetings to reassess their priorities and prevent similar coups. The rumor mill even suggests that some teams are contemplating countermoves that could include daring trades, high-profile acquisitions, or scheme adjustments, all inspired by Washington's bold maneuver. Enthusiasts argue that this trade might go down in history as one of the most talked-about off-field moves in recent NFL memory, sparking speculation that will dominate headlines for weeks. As the NFL world digests this bombshell, speculation continues to build around how the Commanders will integrate Brandon Aiyuk and maximize his talents, with rumors hinting at a series of high-octane offensive schemes designed to exploit mismatches and accelerate the team's rise to prominence. Social media channels are flooded with mock highlights and strategic breakdowns, with fans and analysts alike dissecting every possibility, from deep ball connections to explosive screenplays. Inside whispers suggest that the synergy between Aiyuk and the Commanders' quarterback could be instantaneous, potentially leading to highlight reel touchdowns that reshape the narrative of the season. Rumors about contract extensions, endorsement deals, and long-term roster strategies also swirl, painting a picture of a franchise willing to bet big on immediate impact and lasting legacy. With excitement mounting and speculation at an all-time high, the league braces for the spectacle, fully aware that Washington's bold move has ignited conversations that will dominate sports media and fan forums alike, leaving everyone eager for the first game to validate the hype. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.